But yeah, there's so many. Now listen, this is also important to say, right? Cliques, it depends. Like cliques has a negative connotation to it. Like if it were used, if it was said as like friend groups, or said like, people would be more understanding, because they kind of mean the same thing in my opinion. Like from like dictionary definition, where clique is the same thing as like friend groups, but it's when the like clique is super duper like you know, mean or exclusionary or whatever that may be. And a lot of the VTubing scene can be very much like that. And for me, like I have seen that firsthand. You know what I mean? Because people are like, oh, Kyrio, isn't he the guy that like killed 50 people in a killing spree in Canada one time? And then, you know, literally, like I like, it's so insane. And it's just like, no, that's literally Ted Bundy, like the serial killer. What do you mean Kyrio? Like I've heard the most insane rumors about me. Like I've heard the most insane rumors where it's just like, were you the one who did this and you blew up an orphanage and you fucking killed 50 people? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, where are you getting any of these things? That's why it's like, none of these people ever want to say it publicly as well, about like, not just me, but others, because it's like, most times, they just spread rumors. You know what I mean? They just spread rumors about like me or others that just are so completely untrue. That you're pregnant? I'm not pregnant, stop saying that is the most harmful rumor. No, but it's like, you know, really mean stuff, and it's just, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh my god, did you hear that this one time Kyrio did this and Kyrio did that? So in a way, for me, what's like my strategy going into this is like, I just let them believe what they want to believe. You know what I mean? Because in my eyes, in my opinion, people who really care about reaching out to me or really care about getting to know me will DM me, or like content creators rather, right? I think it's important to say content creators. Like fellow content creators who care to actually get to know me will get to know me and will like sit down and talk to me and be like, how are you? And they'll realize, damn, he's actually nice. Like the amount of times I've had people say to me, you are so different from what I initially thought that you were going to be. And I'm like, well, that's what you get for not, you know, it's nice, like, surprise, being non-judgmental and like getting to know somebody and talking to them, you know, might be the way to go about it. Just because somebody has tattoos or somebody has like piercings doesn't mean they're fucking evil, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I feel about certain things. People are like, oh my god, but like, no, like, it's because like you had a deep voice and I was assuming that all the, you know, deep voice people are just awful. I think that the advice I'm gonna give is literally, I know it's plain, but I think that like just faking it until you make it happens. And I think if you fake having confidence, it's very like, it's a very common, you know, piece of advice, but I think it's common for a good reason. And if you keep faking it until you make it, at least for me and for a lot of like VTubers that I've seen and content creators, it usually ends up that you develop maybe not all the confidence, but enough, and you slowly build upon that. So just pretend like you're confident a little bit, and then you kind of become confident through time. Like literally it took me a good year to be able to do that. So it might take a long time for you too. It might take longer than a year, but you'll get there slowly. But I love you, chat, and like, that's why I, you know, just being transparent, that's why I like relate to a lot of these like counterculturists, and I listen to a lot of like Bones and like Suicide Boys and everything. It's because I feel like they represent me in a very good way, where it's like, not everyone who has tattoos or has this or does this is like that. You know what I mean? Like, or has a deep voice or presents themselves this way. Like, if you would get to know people in a certain way, and let's be honest, everyone in chat has been judged for something they either didn't do or have been judged harshly for something, for a mistake they've made like 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It's frustrating, you know what I mean? It is definitely frustrating. So for me, it's like, I don't really mind. Like, you can think what people can think what they want to think. But what I want to do is be a comfort streamer. Yes, it's important, but it's also nice to be able to be home to a lot of people who just did not fit in and who were always judged and who were always like seen as like, okay, you're fucking bad because you did this, or you're fucking bad because you hung out with this person one time, or you're fucking bad because you did that. It's so exhausting, and it's like fucking high school, middle school all over again, and I'm fucking done with it, bro. Like, that's the truth. Like, that's why I've gotten to a place where right now I have my community. I'm like, I have my boundaries set, I have my rules in motion, and you guys have been following them. I'm very grateful for that. But apart from that, I'm just, you know, I'm happy to house all the misfits and all the people that were fucking like judged for like the smallest fucking things back home. Like people who were bullied for being ugly in middle school or high school, or people who were bullied because they, you know, their parents weren't together, or like the worst things. It's so awful. It costs nothing to be, you know, a little bit nicer. And people will never know that because they will always think, oh, Kyrio is the worst because he fucking did this one time. And it's not even a valid point. It's like Kyrio is the worst because he thinks that toilet paper is like this or that. Kyrio is the worst because he doesn't like mint ice cream and he thinks that pineapple, and people are literally going to find reasons to hate you at this point. You know, they just want to make you the villain. And it's just, it doesn't, it's really tiring. So I hope you guys like, I hope you guys take care of yourselves, man. Because I believe in you. And I believe people can change. I believe that you've got this and you're doing really good. And you just need to be a little bit more like, you just need to believe in yourselves too, okay?